Cards there.
Hey, everybody.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with
Mr. O.
Mr. O and me, Banshee. Welcome. Hi, everyone. We just got set up a little early today so we could get the link out to places quicker or earlier.
And of course, today is the last of our special Super Tarot Love Month live streams.
That's right.
And all other
content thereof.
Right. There might be some post-production of the poems or some things like that we might package into one video.
But do catch the last one that went out today. That was mine.
Yeah, and it was a beautiful poem. Thank you for sharing that.
Whoa.
Hi there.
Well, as you can see, we've changed the arrangement today.
But it doesn't stop him.
I've got the cards that I'm going to be showing on my side, so we got to keep them by Mr. O's side.
Hello there. Come here.
We'll see how that works.
Come here. Lay down.
Hey, Libricus. Welcome.
So hello to everybody once again.
Stay there.
Just
now
stay
see
there.
how you are.
Oh my goodness.
Okay,
and I know somebody's going to say yay kitty in a moment.
Kitty for the win.
Kitty for the win.
Well, I'm going to use the Monty Farber Amy Zerner, if I can find the book. Cupid cards. Does it show okay, Mr. O? That's the only problem is I have a delay on my tablet.
Well, not exactly because it's a larger item. This is more set up for the cards, hopefully.
Well, anyway, Cupid cards. And you'll see the idea in a minute. Each card has a specific meaning, but there's 3 parts to this deck, but they all tie together too with another interpretation into one reading. It's very peculiar. It's by Monty Farber and Amy Zerner, and they just do these things where they have layers upon layers of stuff, including Amy's art, which is very collage-like.
Beautiful, multi-talented. Whoops, was I supposed to look at it?
Yes, no, that's fine.
I barely saw it, honest.
Did you cheat?
I just couldn't tell you.
All right.
Not on that one.
So, our last Super Tarot card month oracles. Let's see. We have the Storyteller. And I'll turn that around so you can see the beautiful picture, of course. We have Manifests. Wow, that's really awesome. Another beautiful image there. And we have Partnership. Try a little flip around. There we are. So basically read together, it's like this. Share and compare your life and philosophy with others. Accentuate the positive as you observe how your habitual thoughts affect your life, for good or for ill. Be positive and learn how to work with another to reach all goals. Support must be given as needed. Loyalty must be proven. I'm just going to read, I think, the Storyteller card as the first card. I'll read the other interpretation on. Tell your tale and listen too, as others tell their tale to you. Find the point at which you meet and form a bond that's strong and sweet. But if your life's a tale of woe, be slow to let bad feelings show. Aww.
Well, thank you. Okay, Mama T, so what did you mean by that? Because I did have my show earlier in the week. I imagine most people are aware of it, but if not, Goth Tarot, my weekly short reading that's a look at the shadow side of life, is on Wednesdays at 3 p.m., and there was a new segment there. Thanks for mentioning it, Mama
Yeah, there was
Teresa.
one that came out this week. Hopefully it's still up on YouTube. It should be. So do check it out. And of course, I did my Material Matters this morning and his emotional exchanges on Friday. So, and don't forget also, we did our past life reading, which was quite a hoot.
Quite a hoot.
Yeah, I have to say. I didn't laugh at many of his jokes that he was just throwing out there, one after the other.
She does that a lot.
I heard them. But I just didn't acknowledge back some of them.
So you wrap crystal pendants? Copper wire thing, or how do you do it, Mama T?
Well, while Mama T is answering, I will go over the list real quick.
Yeah,
I'm
go over
just
the list.
checking it again. We have Angel Mary first. We have Aaliyah. Then we have My Sweet Christina. We have Mama T, Isaby, Apple and Eve, Angel Rivera, and Libra Cusp. And let's see.
That's a start.
It's a start.
Okay.
You want to talk about your decks?
Sure. I have a Karma Music.
It's the Four of Cups in that deck.
And then I have the Nefertari Tarot.
The Nefertari Tarot. Shiny, sparkly.
And then the Tarot of the Mermaids.
And the Tarot of the Mermaids. Perfect for his love readings. Yes, indeed.
I have a fourth deck, but I won't bring it out necessarily, so we'll see.
Okay. And my snowman's still here one final day because I'm done with winter. Winter needs to end at the end of February. I know it's not official till spring begins, but done with the snow. So she does.
So what kind of cards do you have? Did you already tell us?
Well, the same as I've been doing. We're not going to do that. Oh, God, I pulled 2 sad cards. Good grief. Well, what the heck? We have the Four of Swords, Rest and Repose, Recuperate. In the Tarot Sutra deck, be the last week for that. The last week for my Lover's Path Tarot. We got the balanced 2 of Coins here. And that's by Chris Walter. And finally, we have the Golden Girls. I think I'll give them a rest too, but I love this deck. It's such fun. Here we go. The Magician.
I wonder if we're getting some heavy rain too, because sometimes I get a weird kind of headache. I don't get a lot of headaches. I'm blessed that way. But sometimes I get a kind of weird one when the barometer's dropping, and it's usually like several hours before a rain front moves in. And I had it this morning in a minor way, and I thought it was just another kind of headache, but I have a feeling rain's coming this way too.
I don't know. I think we're done with the rain for a day or two. I could be wrong. I'm not sure. I missed the weather
like that
today,
better, yeah.
which is very unlike me. But we did have some rain last night, and I thought we were supposed to get a good amount, but it doesn't look like it rained a lot here. So.
And almost all of our snow's gone.
And here is, of course, the Dreaming Waylon Armand. I'll probably be switching that up, too. So this is the last week for that. I really like this deck, though. I've really come to like it a lot.
So let's get rolling.
Let's get rolling. All right. So, Angel Mary, you...
Yeah, cold rain sucks.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's nothing worse, or a cold, sleeting rain, where there's sleet mixed in. Ah.
Yeah, that's what Angel was saying, too.
Yeah, I hate that, Angel. I do.
Okay, what's coming for Angel Mary in March?
Okay.
Mine?
Sure.
Alrighty. So I'm going to start off with the Nefertari.
Yeah, I can't believe March is here. It is officially my birthday season because, as I said on my Material Matters show, I got my tab renewals, my license tab renewals. So I don't care that Aries doesn't start till, spring begins. It's officially my birthday season because I got to renew my tabs.
It seems to me that we've been having more flood watches over the last few years. And we live very close to the Detroit River system, which is a large system, part of the Great Lakes. And so flooding tends to be an issue. A lot of little tributaries around here too.
Yes, I think at least my month-long birthday. I know it's a little late earlier this year, but month-long birthday celebrations are a good thing. All right, Mr. O, what's coming for Angel Mary in March? Hopefully good stuff. All right. We have the Justice card. It's so hard for me to see your computer, and I really have to look there. Okay.
Okay,
That's the only problem with this.
Do you want me to have a
Mr. O.
code word?
No, because you never give me the right directions exactly. The Queen of Swords. The Queen of
Little
Swords
to your left.
is reversed.
There you go. Queen of Swords reversed.
So Justice upright, Queen of Swords reversed, and that's kind of interesting.
Yeah,
right
they're
there.
sort of parallel in some ways to me.
And you got another Queen, Angel Mary, the Queen of Cups. So if you're not dealing with different women who fit these descriptions,
Now you could position them back a little bit to spread them out if you want, but
this way or that way?
well, does that help if I turn it that way?
Maybe.
See.
I see.
Okay,
I
it's
got
nice.
more room there. I didn't realize how much room I had. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine. That looks
Okay,
great.
sorry. We're just trying this for the first time.
She doesn't normally position the stage.
Well,
so
and
the
it's
cards-
kind of not in a perfect spot for me either, but I'm dealing.
Is that because you're short, have short arms?
No.
I think it is.
No, it's because I have my tablet here too. Personally, if it was over here, it would probably work much
Well,
better.
okay,
But
Angel Mary, you have these two different aspects of justice.
hey. Not so fast. You do have these two areas of justice, but let's talk about the queens.
Okay.
Because I feel like these are two different things going on with you here. You know, I feel that, and maybe it's not a bad thing, actually. I think what it's saying, if we put the Justice card in the mix as well, is that maybe in a case, this month what's going to be important is some decisions that you have to make or judgments of some sort. And I really think you have to use your heart over your head.
Oh, that's a real, yeah.
Bam!
Very
Sorry,
good.
that's why I
Because the
stopped
thing
you.
is that without doing that, you are going to come off as being way too harsh in this judgment. That's the Queen of Swords reversed. You might be seen as giving an okay judgment or correct judgment on some terms, but people who are affected may feel you were way too stern. You were just too harsh in certain ways. It was justice to the letter of the law, but with no empathy.
Compassion needs to be the rule here. The rule here is to be compassionate with others this month and not too judgmental, because that, it won't go well for you, let's just say. So otherwise, if you're compassionate in the way you treat others, you will get it back.
Now, it does seem like it's just basically about some big decision that's coming for you in this month or somewhere in this time frame. And it may take on a larger-than-life perspective, because that's why you have that major arcana there. So the thing is that if you're making important life decisions, moving, whatever that is, the care and welfare of other people, you have to just make sure you try to look at it with empathy.
Yeah, with a lot. Yes, very good.
Because it may be that some of the circumstances won't really line up with that. It may be that there's some sort of need to have an expedited situation, and somebody will probably end up having unfairness.
Yes, I like that.
Okay, so let's throw a Lenormand.
Absolutely.
I see that.
Oh, I know. We are cut-ups,
And
but he cuts me off.
I know I do.
I do it to him, and so every so often we check each other on that.
Check. Isn't that a hockey term?
Checkmate.
That's a hockey term too, right?
I check my mate on that.
Okay. I wanted to make another horrible pun.
I heard you. I did.
Did you know what I was going
Yes,
for?
it's a cross check or whatever from hockey,
And
right?
I'm petting this cat, and he's shedding so much, and the hair's flying all over my face. I keep rubbing at my face because it's highly irritating. So I'm sorry about that. I apologize. but I can't resist petting him because he's sort of like looking at me, paralyzing
Well,
me.
these fit in very nicely without much problem. The fish from the Lenormand is always a good omen here, Angel Mary, and the garden. Wow. So,
Parallel ideas in a way.
in a way, I feel like you're growing something here, whether abundance, something is going to be in abundance. And, it's interesting here because we're talking about judgments, decisions, and being compassionate with others. I definitely think in some way others play a role in this, either, social media contacts, groups you belong to, something, because the garden is about that. The garden is about socializing and networking. And, it looks like you're going to either have, some increase in friends, or people around you. It's just very positive energy flowing to you from others this month, some way.
And so it may be based on the fact that if the judgment part comes into this, is that maybe justice and decisions, questions. It may be that you're going to be empowered by support to make that fair decision. Maybe it's about leaving certain arrangements and or working within or creating other ones, something like that.
Yeah. So I don't know if that makes sense to you, but that's what we have for you, Angel Mary. Good luck in March.
Yes.
Right.
Oh, but now you're getting on my suit coat, so maybe I don't want to pet you.
Just keep it up, Mr. O.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of interesting. I hope it works for you. Thank you.
You're welcome. And we're on Aaliyah. Hey, Aaliyah, good to see you. Hope things are going well. And then my sweet Christina, Mama T, Isabel, Apple and Eve, Angel Rivera, and Libra Ghost. So we're getting to the graphical part of our webpage we've been working on, and I'm going to pull my son, Mr. Monster, into it in his spare time now that he's in school to help me figure out some things we're going to do with graphics and to look at some other stuff for me. And I'm still working on a couple tweaks, but I've got most of the store in there of our readings and services that we're going to offer. It's just a few other tweaks because we've got a lot of capabilities here. We're going to be doing some blogging off that page as well.
Oh, yes.
Aaliyah, let's see what you got. Oh, well, you want to use the Karma Music Tarot for that one?
It seems to call out for karma.
Some things told me that. So, all right, Aaliyah. Well, it's a fair question to ask. That absolutely is. Sometimes you just know when people are going to get their karma. Well, at least I did once upon a time.
It is not visible yet because we're not quite ready to go live with it yet. But we're getting closer all the time.
Not quite. No. I know somebody on Twitter posted theirs to look at on Wix, and I couldn't pull it up. It ended up that I couldn't pull it up. We're doing it on Wix, so there's a lot of framework there. But I had a number of different kinds of spreads that I wanted to offer and put in, and then we had to figure out our services. Plus, there's a video and live component there that I'm not sure about at all that I have to look at next. And the blog. I'm really excited about the blog because there's a few things. There's tarot and a couple of other things that I'm going to be using that blog for. And Mr. O, of course, can use it as well.
But I'm basically a Luddite, and so learning things tends to have a routinization at its core that I have to do certain things enough to really learn the process. So it was with OBS, our operating system, and a lot of the other things I do. It's kind of amazing because about a good 30 years ago, people thought that I was actually technically gifted. I used to do computer animation in the olden days.
What it amounts to is the Scorpio doesn't have patience.
Well, I think that she's right. There is a patient component there. But on the other hand, I have a lot of Capricorn in my chart, and Capricorn should be giving me patience too, so I don't know.
You do just fine. Look at how much you have learned with all the stuff you've been doing on video.
Cut.
Someday, perhaps, I will get there.
Well,
But let's
I
tackle
appreciate
this
your compliment.
webpage first. I think that will come. All right. So
Is
is
this
this
a count?
classic yes,
Yeah,
no?
mhm.
That's what I was thinking.
Hey, baby. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Wow.
If I knew we could handle it, I would like to maybe expand to a third camera for the live stream. But my son says we don't really have the equipment for that kind of integrity, because I guess it gets into your pixelization and your bandwidth and stuff. But we'll see. But thanks.
Okay, you've got 2 aces, Aaliyah. It's leaning towards yes, and guess what? Okay, you have the ace of coins up, right?
Mm-hmm. There you go.
I've got a frog in my throat. The ace of swords is upright.
Hi, Gina. You must have heard the Karma Music Tarot being riffled.
Well, Gina, somebody asked a karmic question. So what better deck to use? And we have the Chariot upright. So that's it. The aces are leaning towards yes, and the Chariot is telling us that, you know what? Things may be happening in their life now that are kind of karmic, maybe, because the Chariot signifies movement, so I wouldn't be surprised if something is moving in the direction of some retribution for past actions.
Right. A lot of times, without it really being a heavy card, the Chariot more or less indicates the side of law and order. I don't think it has that specific meaning like the way Justice or the Emperor or other certain cards might. But there's the idea that you're working with the framework of what is right. So I like the idea of the metaphor of the wheels of justice moving, maybe. Everything in the tarot is related, so anytime I see images in the card that appear in other cards or are the major part of other cards, I always realize that some of that resonance or meaning might work between the cards. Was that interrupting you?
I didn't say a thing. No, it was not interrupting me.
Oh,
I'm just
okay.
moving on here with the Lenormand. Oh, wow, how awesome. Feeling bubbly. Hey, hey. Love it.
Thank you, Apple. That's very cool. That's very cool. And it's a hard lesson for a lot of people, because we just sometimes can't help but take things personally. But a lot of that really is our ego. And so sometimes we have to learn how to define the boundaries of ego in our own lives for this.
It's either going to happen or it's not. And my whole feeling on it is that, you sort of know when people have stepped over a karmic line. You just know. It's not often little petty stuff. It's serious stuff. And you know that their lives, generally, people who do that kind of stuff, no matter how much money they have, no matter what kind of are they really happy? Ask yourself that, because I am sure they're not happy people. And I always realize that, so I'm pretty much able to let it go. But I've seen it work. Oh boy, have I. So there's the letter, which is very interesting, and the sun. So I kind of get the feeling, in relation to the way you asked the question, that you will find out someday that this has come to pass, that, they have gotten something back for what they've done. Because often, if they're willing to step over certain ethical and karmic lines, they tend to go further, and eventually something catches up with them. So I think it's real.
Right. I mean, once again, the sun is maybe, and it's not the tarot sun, but
Right.
it's a card that sort of, to me, symbolically invokes some of those ideas. And they're elsewhere in the Lenormand, too, the idea about fairness.
Well, light will be shed, I feel. See,
Yeah.
the letter is about revealing, yes, you're going to find this out, that
So,
they did.
right, as I see that's sort of the actual question, then,
Mm-hmm.
you know, it is true that you will find that out. I think so. You know, it just may be that the chariot could also symbolize that maybe now that this thought has come forth, that maybe you've sensed it actually, and maybe you're going to hear something. The chariot's moving along to tell you that message.
So that's what we have for you, Aaliyah. I hope that helped. Anything else you want to add?
No, I'm looking at that chariot card though, and I'm thinking about what Gina just said, and I'm hoping that you were safe, of course, and had a designated driver to bring you back with that chariot.
Oh, you're silly. Oh, I just moved the camera slightly. Uh-oh.
It's okay. It looks okay.
Is it fine?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Was that a hint that I should take
Papa.
over the camera there?
No. I just bumped it. My bad. All right. Hey, my sweet Christina, you are up. And then Mama T, Isabel, Apple and Eve, Angel Rivera, Libra Cusp, and Gina.
You're welcome, and our best always.
Well, that sounds like another yes, no.
Okay.
Let's see if we need anything else beyond that. Let's see what comes up.
Mr. O is finishing the last of his coffee today. He made a very small second pot late in the morning, and it's actually already a little bit cool there. But he thought he needed a little perk before the show.
Well, Ms. Banshee is drinking lemongrass green tea today. I'm trying to drink a green tea a day, so this is my choice for the day.
And I spoke of the coffee, and it just turned off. You heard the ringing there?
Oh, I did not.
I just heard the ringing. It turned off.
Okay. Wow, good ears today.
If you had to leave, where are you? Okay, we are on the third person. So can you tell?
You are two. Okay, after my sweet Christina's one other person, and then you, Isabel. So
You're two down
within,
from the one we're on now.
Yeah, two more people besides this one in front of you.
Alrighty, so let's get going.
We're moving.
Sometimes we need that.
We don't have a train to catch. Yeah.
It would be the crazy train, though, if we did.
All right, so my sweet Christine. Oh, wait. No.
This was a yes or no.
Although it's interesting that I got the High Priestess reversed there and I pulled it up. We'll see if we have to
We'll
talk
address
about
this.
that. Yeah.
Well, I hope it was a nice celebration.
Well, I
Oh
think
my goodness.
it's leaning. It's not just leaning towards
It is
yes.
yes.
It's a definite yes. You've got three aces here. You've got the Ace of Pentacles upright. You have the...
So is this a spiritual situation? Is this like somebody who was an advisor to you?
Ace of Wands upright. Or I'm sorry, they're reversed. So they're reversed. They're all reversed. So there might be a little delay, but I think that it's definitely going to come to pass.
Yeah, generally, if you get all three aces, the only thing that maybe meters that is if they were, or mostly were, reversed. It could indicate that like the traditional ace, that there's some delay to the question or delay to its energy invoking.
I want to do 3 cards on this, though, and just take a
Alright.
look at the situation, if we can, real quick.
When you say do as he prescribed, I sort of feel like Like, there was some mystical connection or consultation, which is cool.
Yeah, it's all fine. It's all good. Here.
Drink like a pirate. I love that. You forever changed my view. I need to see you with an eye patch and going, "Arr!" Captain Apponee. I have never heard that expression.
Well, hang in there, my sweet Christina. We're going to do a few more cards and take a
Yeah,
look
we
at
got a little
this.
bit more for you, my sweetie.
Thump, thump. Quietly.
There's power.
Yes, I guess. I guess so. As picked up by the microphone. Okay, so we have the Queen of Wands here. That's a very positive sign, upright.
Another one of our aces is back.
Yeah, but and it's reversed, the Ace of Cups, which they were reversed, weren't they? And the Hierophant is reversed. But that's okay. I think what it's saying is, this may be, I don't know if this was unconventional, this, what you are doing. But, you feel like you've had to take some aggressive action here. You had to move on this because something was really upsetting you emotionally or spiritually. And the Hierophant reversed is saying, it meant that you just needed to take some unconventional steps, and you did.
Was this possibly about a relationship of some sort? And maybe the idea was either there was some reason why you needed to move on from this relationship or change the nature of the relationship. And maybe some of that was unconventional given whatever parameters or situations were present there. But I sort of get that feeling like maybe this advice was about maybe changing what was going on in this relationship, releasing you from something within that relationship. What do you got?
I've got the letter came up again.
Oh.
And the tree. Well, I think that basically this is saying that the outcome that you wanted is going to manifest. I mean, it's going to grow. The tree is a very positive sign. I think basically you're going to find out that this, whatever it is you are going to set in motion, is going to work out. It's going to work out.
I can't disagree with that. It seems to me like maybe in this instance, that letter is referring to this sort of being something that's not immediately adjacent to you, like geographically. This isn't down the street from you. What it is that needs to be done sort of involves, away from you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you're welcome.
Hey, that's what we have for you. Good luck with that, my sweet Christina. And we're moving on to Mama T. Hey, Mama T, hope you're doing
Mama
well.
Teresa.
And then after Mama T is Isabel,
Isabel.
Apple and Eve, Angel Rivera, Libra Cusp, and Gina. Well,
okay.
it's funny you say that because the tree also can be about health. And of course, because it was right next to the letter, I think that just basically it means that you're going to find out you're going to feel better after doing this. You're going to feel a lot stronger.
Well, I could look at that reversed Hierophant here and say that if you're the kind of person that would never think of fasting or praying for whatever reasons, or if your lifestyle currently would involve something really different from that, then that's what that Hierophant reverse means, because it's sort of saying you've taken unconventional advice or you're enacting something different or from your norm, something unorthodox from your sensibilities. Oh dear.
Huh. That's interesting. so many scams out there too, though,
I have some really persistent junk calls, but they never leave a message. But my policy is, if I don't know your identity and my phone doesn't have that, unless I've saved your record, I'm not going to answer it. And if it's important enough for you to talk to me, you'll leave a message.
All right, let's see if we can get any beat on these phone calls, what the intentions are.
Yeah, this doesn't sound great.
Yeah, I tend to always screen my calls now. If they don't want to leave a message, then it's not.
Well, that's
important.
what it sounds like. These are messages saying, please call.
Yeah.
So
I just don't trust, because there's too many scams out there. And most people that know me know I do this, so...
The sun, man. Hello.
But of course, most people that know me I have as a contact, so they don't have to worry. I will pick up on them. Well, it is scary. It is. All of this is. I don't know. Yeah, I agree with that, Angel. All right. Well, interesting. We have the Three of Swords reversed here. Wow, we have the Knave of Swords reversed here. They're all reversed.
Are they all swords?
Nope, this is Cups, which is interesting. King of Chalices, Cups reversed.
Because just the idea of the sword sort of acts like there's some really stress and or divisiveness going on.
Well, you're asking their intentions, right? Mm-hmm. And so... yeah, no, I agree with you. And so I'm looking at it, and they're doing this because they feel, wronged. I do think there might be some negative intentions here. Or they're trying to pull one over on you. It's kind of communications that are not...
There's something that tells me, and I'm not sure exactly what it is, but there's something that tells me maybe it's that Queen of Cups there.
The Queen of Cups, no, yeah, it's the King of Cups.
King of Cups. Well, either way, between that one and that reversed Three of Swords, something tells me this is a person that's a little bit unbalanced.
Yes.
I don't know that they're crazy, but I think that they possibly have emotional issues or issues of understanding anger management. And so I do sort of feel like there's something personal on their end, at least. It may really be something that you would say, like, why in the world are they thinking about that? What concerns them? What's that middle card again? The Knave?
Yeah, the Knave of Swords. So
which is the page.
That's why I was thinking of communication. See, that's about negative communications. And to me, I don't know, maybe they feel like they're righting some wrong, or they're trying to heal themselves, but... they're doing this to make themselves feel better. It makes them feel good to kind of get under your skin. I just feel that way.
Page of Swords reversed, communications. You're saying no number appears when you try to block. So that seems to me kind of tie into that mystery aspect there, that there's a block in the communication because you're trying to figure out who they are and you can't block them because there's no number. It's interesting. But generally, I don't see something hideously violent. I just sort of see something divisive and cranky and maybe unhinged on the emotional edge, but not outright crazy.
Well, there's an obsession there for sure.
Yeah.
But in doing it, they feel like they're right to do this, and people are really strange now. That's all I can say. People
are acting out so self-righteously now.
And not only that, because of COVID, I feel that so much mental health issues are going on right now. people have nothing better to do than to lash out at others, you know?
Well, the thing is that they're saying that some people who survive COVID may have some problems with their brain function because of various things, and I guess it's really about that blood clotting stuff, you know. So I'm wondering, people are talking about foggy thinking months later. Foggy thinking. What do you got?
Well, I pulled the stork first. Stand it up. And then I pulled the mice. And I feel that I'm really hoping what this means is that some of these troubles and annoyances, because the mice are about that, little things that irritate, I think it's going to change. I have a feeling a change is coming. So I hope it usually is a positive change, Mama T.
The Stark was first?
Yes.
So to me, I think this is saying something new is coming to you, and it may be that you'll be able to put a lot of things in perspective and really find that some of these issues are gonna feed away on themselves, that they're gonna sort of be nibbled away, be taken away like mice would take away fragments. So some of this is gonna just end up fragmenting away from you, I think. And that will sort of present as a gift or a new opportunity. I'm not sure when this will happen. My guess would be that it could be still a couple months or so. So it's sort of got to hang out there for a bit.
But it seems like it's going to change, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I take heart in that because I think it will happen. Well, so your question was about their intentions. I don't think they're good. It could very well be, well, you said the people that are attacking you, or it's some kind of con, you know. On some level, I feel it could be that with the swords, you know, somebody trying to pull a fast one. But
And just remember your own personal symbols for safety or security, whatever they are, the Virgin Mary, Anubis, you know, just keep them in mind and say a little prayer now and then to them. You should know that.
absolutely. And good advice there too, Apple and Eve. That's
Absolutely.
awesome.
And we'll all think about your safety too, Mama T. So everybody remember to do that.
Hang in there.
And let's think about everybody's safety.
Hey, Isabie, you are up, and after Isabie is Apple and Eve, Angel Rivera, Libra Cusp, and Gina. What?
I'm like, you know, the Tootsie Roll Pop. Anything that's a hard candy, it's like the Tootsie Roll Pop. How many licks does it take? I crunch it before it's done.
So you're talking about these?
No, I was talking about my cough drop.
Oh.
Wow, Mama T. General reading.
Huh. Jeez. Okay, general reading. We'll use these. Well, we are living in kind of turbulent times as far as people go and relating to each other. And of course, it's only magnified by the fact that we have to keep all this distance and, people are fighting about that. It just, it's difficult times right now. Emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually.
Mirrors are good for reflecting bad energies. Have a mirror of some sort, maybe near your door, positioned a certain way so it reflects back evil energies. Just tell the mirror to do that. Not a black mirror, just a regular mirror.
Sewing a book.
All right.
Very cool.
Oh, we want to give a shout out to our friend who's occasionally here, Patton the Gamer. He wrote a very nice little review for us on Facebook somewhere. They have an area where you can write reviews about your favorite Facebook pages. So he wrote one there because, of course, That's also a place where our card of the day and other daily content is posted.
That's where Mr. O hangs out mostly.
So thank you, Patton. Wherever you are, we really appreciate you.
He'll be back.
Ah, yeah. The camera.
Yeah, that's a good idea, Mama T.
Sorry.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Just do
Is it my wide cards, Mr. O? All right.
It's a wide something.
Wow. So wait a minute. What are we doing
A
here?
general.
The general. Okay, Isabie, you're starting off with the Wheel of Fortune. Upright.
Oh, I like that one. Yeah, the Demi.
And we have the 7 of Coins reversed.
Mm-hmm. And you're welcome, Mama T.
Well, there's some interesting things here. Then we have the 9 of Cups reversed. Kind of a downer on that one. So what's coming? I think some big changes are coming, and you need to prepare for them.
Yeah, maybe that some things you're wishing for either won't happen or your receipt of them will not be exactly what you want, and so you won't be very happy. That could be about something that you feel you've been fighting for, but maybe now recently you sort of realize it's not worth your effort. And I don't mean fighting per se, but maybe just like the amount of energy or drive or your skill level or enthusiasm you wanted to put into it. Maybe you're sort of feeling it didn't pay off, and so that's what is possibly changing for you, a new focus.
Well, I hope so. The only other thing I can think of here is because the wheel is about a lot of different things. The wheel is about fate. The wheel is about timing. It seems to me, and I look at that 7 of Coins too here in the middle, I think that, you might feel you put in a lot of effort or thought or, like I said, physical effort into something, and where's the payout? It's either delayed or maybe circumstances beyond your control have just caused things to not work out as planned.
The fortune luck thing.
Yeah. So, the wheel is on the upside here, which is why I'd rather think more positively about it. But so it's possible here that you need to use this time to evaluate, to now get back to work harder on the goals that you have, because otherwise they may not turn out.
Yeah, it could be actually saying too that maybe you had already anticipated not appreciating your goals or appreciating the work level. And I think this might be saying, no, don't walk away too quickly from that. Maybe make sure for sure that you really are ready to change your plans right now, because maybe you do just need to reevaluate and make minor course corrections.
Yeah, okay, let me do
So
this.
let's check out the Lenormand.
Now that's an attitude to have, Gina.
And so let's tie it back to something else we were talking about. There's a group called Garbage, and they have a song called I'm Only Happy When It Rains, although not all of us agree that we're all happy when it rains.
It's true. Sometimes I like the rain.
And sometimes I like that song.
Did I grab that from the top?
Oh.
I have to go with it, I think.
All right.
So we have the moon.
I knew you would get a laugh.
And we have the clouds.
The moon and the clouds.
Well, and it's interesting here. The clouds are kind of drifting away from the moon. And I think that might be a good thing. Because I think what it's saying is that, at some point, confusion will dissipate. The doubts that you've had or concerns that you had will dissipate in time, and success still can be achieved. But I really think it's up to you and the amount of effort you put into it.
And I'm going to say that to me, sometimes the moon is about a mystery. And with the clouds blowing away, I'm going to say that whatever maybe you didn't understand was involved, not necessarily that it was a mystery, but it was just a factor that maybe was affecting this thing. It may change or you may find out about it, and maybe that aids in that course correction. But basically, the idea was that just you were really reevaluating something you had been planning, and maybe you were thinking you weren't going to do it. And we're suggesting, I guess, that you should just really make sure, because maybe there's still something to discern there.
Yeah.
As far as moving ahead with that. Or deciding, no, you're right, go ahead and do something different.
That's what we have for you, Isabel. I hope
Alrighty.
that works out.
Well, Mr. O has to tell everybody that one of my own fated ambitions was I really thought I was going to be a rock and roll singer when I was around 19 or 20.
A singer?
Oh, yes, I did. You don't really remember that because it was actually like a year or so before I met you.
That's right. Okay, so that was Isabel, right? We are on Apple and Eve. You're welcome, Isabel. Apple and Eve, Angel Rivera, Libra, Cusp, and Gina.
You are welcome, Isabel. Hey, Sonia, what's up,
Let's
baby?
see what pops up. I like that attitude. I like doing readings for
okay.
myself like that.
So is it back to me?
Yeah, sure.
Well, then. I'm going to use my my Nefertari.
Okay.
His fur is flying. It's just all over here.
Maybe
I can
that's
almost
why I'm
see it in
coughing.
the air.
I don't
Yeah, I
know.
bet you it is. It's all over
walked
my
up earlier.
black suit coat. You might not be able to see it at home, but I can see it here. Oh well. Time to take it to the cleaner anyway.
It's
You
the
have to
price
shuffle.
of being a cat owner. A small price to pay.
Hey, you. Oh.
Ah, for all the affection. And their birthday month is coming up. Speaking of birthday season, they're going to all be 7 years old.
We think they're kind of sort of around March 15th. We're
Yep.
just going to go with that and say that they are Ides of March babies.
All right. Silly.
There you go.
All right. Wow.
What popped up?
What popped up indeed? 2 twos.
I knew it.
We have the 2 of Pentacles upright.
Oh, it's a red. It sort of matches the shirt. It's kind of like a firehouse red or similar.
We have the 2 of Wands upright.
With black and silver or sort of a grayish silver or silverish gray.
Put that one up there.
Ah.
And we have the 8 of Cups reversed.
Well, as a Scorpio, a number of my friends are usually in the early to mid-March range. A former boss that I thought was really special. Anyway, okay, I'm just talking.
I know.
Thank you, Gina.
Two of Pentacles. So balance has popped up. You know, keeping things in check, keeping things in balance, equilibrium.
Lay down.
You know, this is going to be a focus, and I think that that's the key to achieving some success. You know, with your plans. It's how you can maintain balance, and also maybe it has something to do with something you were doing before. Maybe you're going to go back to doing something you've done before that worked for you.
Well, in regaining balance or in asserting the balance you want, it looks like that's where the realization that you're not really done yet with something, and it's sort of fundamental in a way. It really affects the overall stability issues. That's really your Two of Wands and your Two of Pentacles, obviously.
You'll be next, Angel Rivera. Sorry.
So I guess you owed me that, eh?
Yeah, you do interrupt me when I'm telling my stories. Anyway.
But I think that it's mostly just saying what popped up is just saying you're looking at reincorporating what you thought you were done with. Basically, that you've realized that a part of your balance and maintenance and furtherance really isn't avoiding everything, or not avoiding, but leaving everything, but kind of working with everything. So you need to go back there and make sure you have everything there.
Yeah, I think there's something from, either things that you used to do, people that you were with, whatever the case may be, there's something from your past that's worth taking something. There's a takeaway from there, and something that you either need to revisit a little bit and maybe consider reincorporating, whether it's something you're doing in your practices, whether it's something you're doing, maybe it's a past relationship even. There's something worth revisiting or maybe reconnecting with.
It advantages you. It's going to be a part of what you want to do.
And 2 twos, there's a balance, and there's something there too, Like it could be a partnership, or it could be some kind of collaboration. When I see those twos, I like to think of that. The duality, it could be duality, is kind of like keeping things in balance while trying to strive for success and achieving your goals.
So the weird thing is 2 plus 2 plus 8 is 12, and 1 plus 2 is 3. And so 3 is obviously a very high charging number 2, representing body, mind, spirit, or any number of Trinity kind of associations.
That's true.
So I kind of like that. All right, what you got?
Wow, well. So we have the fish, as I slide it over to get it in view.
The fish who needs an umbrella.
And we have the ring. Ooh. The ring. So why am I thinking now this is a connection with a person maybe, or persons from your past?
Well, isn't it about a business possibility too, or something like that?
Absolutely. You want to go for it?
So to me, it's sort of saying that maybe this thing that you're going back towards, or that you're at least looking back at, is something that maybe represents a flow with business or with related networking concerns, and you will want to commit to that.
The ring is about commitment, as he just said. So I feel like you are making a firm commitment here towards achieving abundance in some area of your life. The fish is about abundance, for first and foremost, or money, finances. So I think you're making a commitment to achieve financial well-being and success. And, it does kind of tie into all of this in that, there's a balance that needs to be struck here, between maybe achieving your goals and not leaving everything behind from your former life.
That's a good way of looking at it,
interests.
Too. Yeah.
So think about that.
That's pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah. Anything else?
A good synthesis between us? No, I think that pretty much says it.
A slight bam?
A bam? Oh, of course, yeah. My bam has little cat hairs all over it because of him. They're just flying all over.
Okay, so Angel Rivera, you are up. You're right on time. And then Libra Cusp and Gina. My goodness, we might end early today. Again, we'll have to do strange questions like we did on our last live stream.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, my goodness. If you didn't see our last live stream, you should check out the last, I don't know, was it like 15, 20 minutes of it? I don't know.
There was something surreal going on.
People asked some very interesting questions about, old mysteries, unsolved mysteries, etc. And so we did the tarot on them, and it was pretty interesting.
It was, actually. All right.
Okay, look at merch. Okay, I got a deck.
I'm looking at mine.
Yeah, they were really strange. It's interesting how they can come out.
Would you like to move mine?
Oh, maybe. You mean in mine too? Boy, the first time I've done that and I'm getting flack. Flack, I say.
I just want my cards back.
Maybe you need some bark, Mr. O, so you will stop barking.
You want me to leave the show and go over to the kitchen for bark?
I'm just talking about what you need.
Because yes, there is still a little bark left in my refrigerator.
Your refrigerator?
Oh, you don't want me to embarrass you anymore.
Aww.
I won't.
He does organize things in there well.
Okay.
I tend to mess it up. Especially the freezer.
Well,
I'll just go in there and throw things around. I will. I admit it.
the Golden Girls. This is a nice deck. The Bark Update. It's truly like manna. All right.
Okay.
A look at the month ahead.
Well, a little bit up and down here. We do have the Two of Wands reversed this time in this deck. But there it is, a Seven of Wands. I like this card. Upright.
Where's her drink? Maybe that's somebody that Apple and Eve knows.
And, oh, look, and then their cups are all spilled upside down. We have the Three of Cups reversed.
Okay, pirates, stop drinking.
Well, too much emphasis on your goals, could be problematic, I think, this month. I think, sometimes the Three of Cups is a card of too much of something in excess. So what is it in excess? Is it the fact that you're focusing on things that just aren't getting off the ground? You're wasting a lot of time and energy there that should be applied somewhere else? It seems as though maybe... or is it that you're spending so much time defending a position or the ground that you have, the higher ground that you have, that, some other aspects of your life are suffering?
I sort of see that too. I sort of see it different or pithily plus minus, and that is that this Two of Wands is sort of in opposition to the Seven of Wands. It's like the Seven of Wands is against that Two of Wands, and the Two of Wands, of course, is the person that normally already has a sense of attainment. And so the other idea is that there's something that opposes that, or there's something that gets in the way of that, and it's causing unhappiness. And so it's the idea that there's just some particular thing you want to get on top of, but it's sort of like an eternal battle. It just keeps going around. You can't quite get on the top of this, and maybe you'll have to just decide, you don't want it.
If it's worth the
right,
effort.
it just doesn't bring you any kind of happy. Maybe there was a point where the struggle, the eternal battle was more interesting, but the stakes just never really work out for you, or you feel that way.
On some levels, the Seven of Wands isn't a negative card upright,
No.
but, it is surrounded by two reversals and that are kind of And so that's why I think I'm reading it the way I am, that this ground that you're standing on just may not be to your advantage here, and maybe it'll be time to think of something else. But let's see what the Lenormand can add to this.
Good point, Angel.
Yes, that sounds good, Angel, as well.
So, the last of our Valentine verses, which is a very lovely poem by this one here, did drop on YouTube, and I spread it around on Twitter and Facebook. So if you haven't seen it, check it out. It's really a beautiful poem.
Oh, stop, Mr.
It is.
O.
I say that with tears in my eyes because of the cat hairs flying all around.
Not that my poem brought him to tears.
It did.
So the anchor.
The anchor.
He's such a softie.
Truly.
And the whip.
Oh, sounds like somebody's going to the club.
Well, I think what this is saying is that, it's going to be kind of frustrating, that the situation is adding to some frustrations that, are lingering. And, you need to probably consider letting go, like I think you've talked about.
Well, right. See, I sort of felt that the two wand cards sort of were held there, and that their energies were equal enough to the point where you couldn't get ahead, you couldn't get back, you couldn't get ahead, you couldn't get back. So this is telling me that this thing is going to anchor there, and only some sort of swift movement elsewhere will break you out of that. So you probably have to just
you did that so well.
You just kind of, whatever this is, if it's a personal goal or something else, maybe it's just working with your local neighborhood club and they're just pig-headed. Maybe you just have to say, I'm done.
Yep. That's what we have for you, Angel. Good luck with that. Oh.
Good luck.
Grabbing. And Libra is ready.
All right. I see that.
I got stuff all over the place here. Okay, so after Libra will be Gina.
Okay, I'm going to go back to the mermaid.
Okay. Cut that anchor. Yes. Sometimes,
there you go.
Sometimes it's good to be where you're at and stuck in place, but not in this case, I think.
Well, sometimes all of us, and I'm absolutely like that, will let situations, not so much the relationships, but they're attached to them, kind of hold us in a pattern. And then when we need to leave, it's harder for us to leave, and we have to make other things happen to make us leave. So I'm not suggesting that's how it is with you, but I know that is with me sometimes. That it's hard to remove a when you're really caught up in it. Systems
hey, you're
are
welcome,
hard to
Angel.
break. Systems are hard to break. But once they are, then they're harder to rebuild, probably.
I saw that further up the bark update. The bark goes fast around here.
We've managed to hold on to this one.
A little bit. And we even gave some away.
Yes, we did. Because it was
our
somebody's
granddaughter's birthday. Yeah.
And they like it too. Oh, you're so sweet, Gina. Oh. But we want 10% of the bark. So all you folks, you got to send us some. No. I'm being a Scorpio. I'm just being silly.
Oh my gosh. Listen, guys, I'm trying to lose weight here.
Wow.
And it's working. So let me be. I'm like at 8.5 pounds.
But we've both lost a little bit of weight. We've more than me.
I've been working on the diet, and I've been
3.
exercising a little more. So just doing what I can. All right.
And now all the know-it-alls in our life are like, oh, yeah, you should absolutely be doing that.
So is that a yes-no we're doing? It wasn't clear to me. Why don't we just do 3 cards? See what it looks like. Because I was kind of leaning that way.
Yeah, I would have been too.
Wow.
Oh.
Wow.
Something
Libra,
may happen
I don't know
here.
if you're on the right path.
Something may happen here.
Let's take a look. We've got the Knave of Chalices upright.
So that's the page.
Yeah, that's fine. It's fine.
That's a very nice card.
We've next got the Death card upright. That can be fine. But you know the Death card. And then we've got the Hanged Man upright.
And those 2 major arcana are in succession.
Yes.
Not here, but one is 12 and one is 13.
Yes, and they're both upright, and I think that's major. I feel that, I think you need to focus on your own intuition, Libra. I think that's what the Knave of Chalices is. What are your dreams, ambitions, and goals? Are you being true to them? Are you being true to yourself at this time and your desires? Because, or what you want, whether it's a spiritual path, whatever path you are talking about here. The Death card indicates change. Use your intuition and see, because I feel like it's telling me that change is necessary. Change is needed here. And so you're going to have to use your intuition and possibly really think on this a little bit, because the Hangman is about getting perspective, gaining perspective, maybe looking at things from a different perspective than you're used to doing.
Well, I agree with her mostly. I think that this is very much something that will be coming to you more in your own intuition if you throw your own cards or have any other way of getting a message or from other readers. You will probably continue to get this message. And I think the message is saying there is some big change that can occur for you. I don't know that it will absolutely, but it can definitely occur for you.
You have to be open.
You have to be open to it. You may want it. But to me, that Hangman is saying you also have to be prepared for the changes it will bring or the changes that it will further demand from you. That you may have to actually give up a number of things. And they may be physical things. They may not. They may just be things that are within your heart or mind in some form or another. So I think it's definitely coming. And I think in some ways we've been kind of seeing some of this before, and some of the way you've asked the questions before a little bit about the changes you think you want to go through.
You've been getting some powerful cards lately, I think.
This one is really nearly the most definitive,
this is pretty big.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at that again, that Knave of Chalices and the Hanged Man. And I think what it's saying is, you have to use your intuition and, be willing to let go, of preconceived notions of what you think is the right thing to do. And welcome change that is coming, Sometimes we can't avoid change anyway. This might be that an unavoidable change is coming that you're going to have to work your way through and understand and change your perspective on your life.
I actually think you're well suited to this, though, because I sort of see an additional relationship just between that page and then the Hanged Man or the Hanged Mermaid, as it were. And I sort of feel like the idea is that deep inside, intuitively, you know what this is talking about. So it's really you just coming around to accepting that. So don't go anywhere, though. We're going to do the Lenormand.
Well, this is kind of interesting to me. We have the snake here. And we have the dog, which is loyalty and compatibility. And so I'm wondering if maybe there's got to be a little bit of house cleaning in your social circles or your social network, Maybe not everybody is true friends to you or has your best interests at heart. And maybe it's time to change that aspect of your life,
The change probably does involve something like that. It may involve how you resonate with different people. You may not necessarily be cutting people out of your life, but you may be able to put them into different areas where you deal with them differently and it's appropriate.
Right.
So it may be that you might find actually that within your circle of friends or people your family, whoever it is, possible relationships, that there's a mixture here and there's a quantity of people who have snake characteristics as well as the dog characteristics, i.e. nobody's really ever one thing. So some of your friends maybe have their own agendas and maybe are a little bit duplicitous or think of themselves first.
Right, put themselves first.
And some of your friends are not necessarily like that. And so it's really up to you to decide where that change takes you with that, because maybe this is just a new understanding with all of these kind of relationships in your life. And maybe it also tells me that maybe you're learning better to discern where the evil is in your life as well as where the loyal is in your life.
Yeah, there's a lot of different ways to interpret the snake, but I think I'm going to go with that. That's what we have for you So I hope it makes some sense. But I have to say, those major arcana and that this is a very important time for you. I wonder sometimes if the Lenormand really fit with this change per se, or if it just was one of those things again that just a need to know kind of thing, an extra. I don't know.
I sort of saw the combination.
I do. I mean, that's why I read it that way, but I'm keeping an open mind on that.
And you're welcome as always.
All right. So Gina's already got her question, which I didn't read yet. Let's see.
It's about her mom.
Oh. Oh, yeah. Wow. Okay. All right. Yes, we can use the Karma Music Tarot. He's so silly about it.
What are you talking about?
She said Karma deck.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, there it is. I see it now.
You're getting your ones after me? That's different.
Yeah, that is different, isn't it?
All right. I think Sonny likes a new arrangement. No camera knocking.
He can't complain. He has all the room he wants.
What?
What?
Well, it's odd. It's almost like we did a yes-no for you, but we didn't. The Ace of Coins reversed. The Ace of Swords is upright.
So happy anniversary, of course. I know you miss her.
The Nine of Wands reversed. Well, it's odd to say happy anniversary for that, but I get it. And it is, they're still with us.
That was the first thing I thought when I saw this was like, was this really her message to you, or this is what she's saying? It's like that Ace of Swords is like maybe she has a special cosmic mission, but maybe it's really more about how she still imparts wisdom to you.
Yes, I feel that she's there. With that Ace of Swords is telling me that she's there, when you struggle, a little bit. When you feel like you're ready to give up on something, which I feel is the Nine of Wands here reversed. She wants you, you probably know already, but she's there to tell you and remind you that she is there when you struggle, and when times are difficult. The Ace of Coins reversed could be, also that, if you're struggling with any, physical concerns or, she is there during times of difficulty.
Absolutely. Right. It's kind of interesting because it's mostly just the idea that what Banshee said is that those two cards, the Nine of Wands and the Ace of Coins, says that she's really there and she understands when you feel like you're alone or when you feel like it's all on you. It's not true. She's there. She's the Ace of Swords that's over that, in my opinion. And she's that really strong force for right and for decisiveness, appropriate right action. That's another way of looking at the Ace of Swords. So I feel that however anybody that are in these other realms can send influence to us, even if it's only subtle ways, just by invoking their memory. We almost always will visit our grandparents or our parents where they are, buried once a year, just because we like to let them know that it was a personal thing to us to remember them that way. But I think we mostly think about them all the time too. So.
Well, yeah, that's kind of what I was saying. But also, she's also there to tell you that. Oh, I was going to say something else, but I lost it because you were talking. I lost it.
Well, I like the Karma Music Nine of Wands, if you want to show that a little bit.
Yeah, the Nine of Wands.
Because it sort of looks like somebody that's in the way of the big band or something, right? Like they're walking in front of a trumpet or something.
That's a tuba.
Yeah.
I think.
And so I think the idea is that you can always, well, when it's upright, you can always stand ahead of something, but should you? And so maybe if you want to take that as the opposite of that, then maybe it's saying this is really more about knowing when you should stand ahead or maybe when you shouldn't stand ahead. And of course, that is sort of typical. So it's saying she understands that. Sometimes you just need to nurture yourself. It's the health thing, I suppose.
I kind of love when I get this card when we're talking about people on the other side. The first card I drew was these stars. She's out there, and she's watching over you. And then we have the coffee again, which is really the clouds here. Clouds in the coffee. And I feel like basically, she is there to tell you that when you are down, it's almost reinforcing kind of what I set up here, because when you are down, she is there to help you dispel the dark clouds. She is there to bring some light back and remind you that you are the light.
And I'm sorry, but I see that clouds in the coffee, and I keep thinking, you're so vain.
Oh, silly.
But I love it. I think this is mostly just corroborating the other message, which is generally that she's pushing anything that's cloudy away from you, away from the stars. And her influence is sort of saying like that warm, gentle coffee. I love coffee. Just sort of melts and evaporates any clouds that are lingering over you.
And also, you know what, Gina, when times are hard, and difficult, and she's there with you to tell you that, she's going to move that all of this is transient. Let's think about the steam with the coffee. When we blow it, it dissipates into the air.
Her mom loves coffee.
I know, I saw that. It dissipates into the air. And so I feel like that's what she's trying to tell you here is, let it go. If it doesn't work out, move on. We can get through this together.
That is so sweet, Gina.
Ah. So that's what we have for you. Say hi to your mom when you're talking to her next for us. And we are on. That was it. Oh my God, that was it. So here we are again with a little over a half hour left to go. We could take some oddball questions.
Well, I want oddball questions about romantic things or possible relationship things, because it is the end of Super Tarot Love Month. So, like, who did Cleopatra really love, or that kind of thing. I don't even remember who they were. Mark Antony and Caesar, or I don't remember.
It was Caesar, right?
Yeah. Oh, we got a nibble already.
Did Michael Jackson fake his death?
And you're welcome, Gina.
Oh no, this is really a test for the cards.
All right, so you got a deck for that? I used the deck last 2 times. I love that, my sweet Christina.
Well, I don't know. If it says yes, I'm not sure what I think about it. I don't know what I think about that. I mean, I think it's highly possible. So many people have, asked that question about Elvis.
Every major star who seems to have an love-hate relationship with the press or their press, there's always a rumor about that happening to them. And I think that's maybe just based on the idea that maybe deep down inside, some of us know that maybe we were a little bit too much hounding them and not letting them have their sense of themselves, rather than always being Michael Jackson or whoever it was. I have a friend who has a friend in a particular niche community, and I've met this person a few times, this celebrity, and they kind of gloss over because they're so used to people saying, oh, blah, 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 you mean everything to me. And some people can't take all that. They can't take all that admiration. They have to shield from it because they don't want to be everybody's everything. They appreciate the fact you like their book or whatever it is, but, you kind of got to, let them have a little bit of their own agency and not be responsible for you. I'm not saying that's what you're thinking, my sweet Christine.
Boop.
Tarot, don't fail me now.
It didn't, but it's really weird.
Leaning towards no.
It's leaning towards no. And the cards we got here are kind of interesting. Okay, well, we do have the ace. The ace of cups is the only ace we got, and it's reversed. So that could indicate some emotional issues. We also have the two of swords reversed.
One question at a time.
I think is really, we'll keep up.
I know,
Interesting.
we'll keep up.
And the six of wands reversed. So here's how I read this. I think you're going to find this interesting. We're not going to throw any Lenormand on these. These are just going to be straight tarot, I think. But the two of swords indicates that, well, in this, there was no victory, there was no positive in a decision that Michael Jackson made. Because the two reversed of swords is about movement and finally making a decision about something that's weighing on your mind. So what did he do, supposedly? He made a decision to have, this anesthesia substance given to him at his home by that doctor, and there was no victory in that. There was nothing positive that came out of that.
Well, in terms of the question, because I think you sort of phrased the question that maybe he's alive somewhere.
Right, that's what I'm saying, no.
Once again, I would say no, and that there would be nothing to be gained from it. Either way, there would be no victory to be gained from him trying to have this life somewhere else. So even if that was possible, that he was alive, it wouldn't matter because he wouldn't be able to pull that off, basically.
I wouldn't even answer that question that way because basically the question was, did he fake his death? And the answer is no. So I feel, or leaning towards no, and I feel that this is about the fact that he died because he made a bad mistake.
Okay.
You see why I did that?
I absolutely see why you did that.
I'm sorry, but
No.
You are right if we were looking at the fact that he might still be out there.
Oh, no, I'm not. No, we want that question.
Yeah. Keep them.
We definitely want that question. So I'm going to start shuffling for that.
So what's the one? What's next?
Did Marilyn have an affair with Kennedy?
Ooh.
People from our generation mostly believe that's true. I think a lot of us mostly believe that. That's been the common sense of it growing up. I was probably under 10 for sure when she died. I think I was probably 6, 7, 8. It was a long time ago. But as I grew older and I started to understand what all those stories were and the various connections between, I think it was Bobby Kennedy and her too. So,
Why, I'm surprised you didn't use the mermaid deck. That's okay.
I know. Maybe the next question we get.
Maybe. All right. Except it's my turn to use the deck again.
Well, then that'd be my next one.
Yeah, I'm curious about this one.
Well, like I said, a lot of people our age mostly believe it's true.
Well, let's see what the tarot believes today. Oh, you're going to do it. Is that an ace? Yes, it is. Well, we're not going to get a definite yes on this one, but... So
we get most likely yes.
We have the Ace of Swords reversed. You can hold that a minute.
Mm-hmm.
One card at a time. We have the Ace of Pentacles reversed. We have the King of Swords upright. Boy, doesn't that in a way look like a political leader, maybe?
Well, to me, it actually represents more her saying this would be a good decision for me, that she had the affair with him because she actually thought, for whatever reasons, this was probably a good decision for her to do it. It may have been also the other side of that sword, of course, is the fact that you don't say no to a president.
Right. I was kind of feeling that this is kind of a power thing. And it's not that necessarily he pushed himself on her, but it is the fact that, you know, she could have been attracted to his power and authority.
Well, I guess I'll just have to go there. But most of us know, of course, that JFK was a notorious
That's true.
Scorpio
Yeah.
womanizer.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm not arguing that.
I'm not like that.
Right, but I'm just saying she may have been. I don't think she was an unwilling participant.
No,
in this.
and I believe that too. That's why I said what I did. That if that sort of represents the sense of a decision for her, she felt it was a good decision.
Yeah,
or that it was a decision she was okay with to some major degree. So yes, it looks that way. So. Hey, does anybody else have an interesting love or similar, you know, question?
That other question
We're going
was
to
fine.
kind of appreciate just going with yes or no's, I think, for the most part. But go ahead, ask
But even
any
if it's
question.
a 3 card, we can do that.
Yeah,
it's
we
not
can
a
do
big
that.
deal. So we'll see if there's any others. We'll give
And
it a
if
couple
not,
minutes.
then
Do you have
we're
any announcements to make?
Well, yes,
We
of
haven't made a
course.
single announcement, I don't think.
We haven't because we've been so busy trying to do our work.
Well, we're just winding down Super Tarot Love Month, too.
We changed this information on the soul stories just a little bit because we are hoping to bring some soul stories back. And soul stories are, of course, our own personal stories about the kind of things that we feel created a synergy or synchronicity between our thoughts and other parts of our lives that was just a little bit unusual and maybe special. Don't forget we have a monthly reading that's more astrological as it's based on the modality energies that each sign can undercur. And so that just dropped down recently. It's still good for the month. Go ahead and check that out. As always, weekly, Banshee and I have our own programs, the Material Matters and the Emotional Exchanges.
And Goth Tarot now has...
And I have nothing to show for that. So I won't.
So he won't. But, yeah, so expect more things happening.
We love magic.
What?
You betcha we do.
Yes.
So, do you want me to do more magic? I was really inspired with a couple of the readings that you've turned me on to, Gina. The way that people really ritualize some of their stuff. I like all the readings that I look at now, but that one, you know, they smudge everything and they put a stone on it, and then they take the stone and put it over there. And that actually went into my formulation of how I wanted to do Goth Tarot. But I'm not that precise and ornamental. I can be when I need to be. I just sort of want to be kind of down and dark.
Yes, that's Mr. O the Scorpio. Absolutely. So, yeah, who knows what we'll have in store? I don't know. The sky's the limit. I do know that I will be shaking up some of my oracle readings for the month of March, which is Women's History Month. So I'm going to get out some goddess oracles and feminist or women-centric decks, which will have messages really for the collective, for everybody, but it's just to highlight women and feminine power. And then I'm not sure. I might bring out a couple of decks, tarot decks in that regard too, for the month.
Well, we're glad that Super Tarot Love Month is over because it did stretch our capabilities a little bit.
333.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for that. Thanks, my sweet Christina. And thank you, Gina. Yes. All my life I wanted to have style.
Really? I would have never guessed. Oh my gosh, I would have never guessed.
I
Seriously.
horrified some of my coworkers because I'm literally the oldest person, maybe even by a great degree, to most of my new staff at the new library I work at. Number one, I'm literally 30 years older than the director, who's been the director there for about 10 years, and I'm still 30 years older than him. I'm 25 years older than one of the people that have been there the longest, so I literally have double her experience because she's a little bit on that, cranky side, like I'm the most experienced person here. Like, hold my Dewey Decimal coding system.
We have a question.
I know we do. Thank you. I knew you meant that, Gina. I knew you meant that.
Well, my goodness. Yeah, okay, of course you meant that. I couldn't imagine style. You have to understand him.
No.
He'll hold on to clothes till they fall off his butt.
I was actually going somewhere with that story, and the story was that I've been telling my coworkers about what I used to wear in the 70s when I was a young hippie and went to concerts and stuff, and they were like really laughing because some of them actually said, well, maybe it'll come back in style again. But I was telling them about the blue and orange platform shoes I had. No, they weren't blue and orange. They were a blue pair and an orange pair. I didn't get to shuffle those.
Oh, oops.
It's okay. Go ahead.
Are you
I can
sure?
tell you're incredibly annoyed with me.
Obviously, you're not into this. I think you should shuffle. Let's just do it. I'll shuffle again.
Hi,
I'll cut for
Patton.
you. Patton, hello.
Patton, I have a special mission for you. You have to ground me right now because apparently I've gotten really giddy in the last few moments and I have to ground.
The eye rolls of the Banshee.
Whatever you're doing, it's working.
We're just doing goofy questions now, Patton. We've got one about Princess Diana. Was Princess Diana in love with Prince Charles before she married him?
There's a particular sweatshirt I used to wear that she remembers it just literally fell off of me after 20 years or so.
But, of course, after we do this reading, Patton, if you have an actual question, we could do it.
Yeah, because we're kind of out of all of our regulars, so we're just answering this one question. Come on, Banshee.
Wow.
And I knew it would be yes.
Yeah, and it's definite yes. It's the first
absolutely
definite yes we've gotten. So we have the Ace of Pentacles, that came up. And then we have the Ace of Swords that came up. And finally, we had the Ace of Wands that came up. And really, in not all that many cards.
Three aces tends to mean absolute yes.
Yeah. And, I always felt that way about her. She really was. It wasn't just the pageantry and the thing of being princess. She really did care about him, but things went kind of south there in that relationship.
Because there always was this actual other person in the relationship, and neither Charles nor the monarchy were honest. That's basically what I think.
Normally you're grumpy. I like that.
I'm grumpy?
Yeah, you.
Oh. Where? Okay. Mr. Grumpy is asking if you have a question to ask of us. As you mentioned, the Q&A.
Well, no,
we're also doing quick yes or no readings or any kind of reading because we're here
for a get-to-know series on YouTube. Maybe.
We should do a lot of things, and we just can't seem to get to them.
We will. I'm killing myself with this website right now, but I think getting my son involved will help a little bit. He'll at least clarify some things for me that I need to do. So
I had my own children's hospital sweater, sweatsuit shirt. I had it for many years because I worked there for about 7 years, and then I had it for years after that, and it fell apart.
I have a couple of my aunt and my mom's sweatshirts, so I know. Yeah, I do too.
Will The Sims 5 be announced this year?
Okay. Your deck.
All right.
Sounds good. Yeah, there's going to be some things that may be web content, and maybe will be subscriber only at some point. Other things that we do. I mean, it is a business, so some of it will be business, but we want to also have a lot of fun still with, free with our streams. Hopefully, we'll get more donations as we build an audience.
Hey, watch it.
We shall see. Keep an open mind about the future. I am really close to 1,700 followers on Twitter. I think I'm only like 8 away now. So that's exciting news. You shuffled already?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to let you count them, Mr. O.
All right. Will the Sims 5 be announced?
Yeah, I'm amazed. I'm always amazed. But, I just want to keep it growing, It's great. And people who have been following have been so good, Overall, I've had such a pleasant time. And I know from people around that it's not always that easy.
Pan, I didn't think it was going to happen because of the way the cards were falling. I said, we're not going to get it. But it looks like probably yes, mostly yes. Because we do have 2 aces.
We have the Ace of Pentacles upright, which that's a good business sign right there. And we have the Ace of Cups is reversed. There could be maybe a little delay.
And then we have the 7 of Cups reversed.
Yes.
And so what it sounds like to me is that maybe it's a matter of somebody focusing. That maybe there were contrasting goals that needed to be pared down or merged with others. Different people wanted to have different parts of the production done by certain time or whatever that process is. I can't pretend to know that. But basically what I'm seeing with that 7 of Cups reversed is like it's mostly a matter of them focusing to produce this result. So the answer is most likely yes. And that was for this year, right?
Well, sure you can.
This year, yeah.
Well, you know what? I think, basically something had to be resolved. There's something that has to be resolved, so maybe there's going to be a slight delay, but there is no doubt in my mind it's probably going to happen. I mean, it's most likely going to happen because there'll be some sort of resolution to some problem or whatever the case may be, whether it was financial, I don't know.
There were multiple things going on.
Yes, there was
and
different things going on that had to be resolved, and so that might cause a little bit of a delay, but otherwise I think it's definitely going to happen. Good question.
Yes. All right.
Well, anybody else? While we're at it, or we'll sign off early, or just chat.
Yeah, we could chat for a few minutes and see if a question arises.
So what kind of fun things would you like to see from us? Let's put our people on the spot here.
Okay.
What else could we do?
Right, because see, the thing is, we always think about ourselves as being readers, but also trying to be entertaining too.
Well, and educators to some extent. So if there's something, you'd like to see in that regard.
You're the boring educator. I'm the exciting entertainer. Okay, I'm not.
Wow.
I'm the alarming host. Being boosted challenge.
Oh, Gina has a question. Okay, are there going to be any concerts this summer?
Oh, okay.
Wow, is there going to be anything this summer? There's a big, my dream last few years has been to go to this big paranormal conference that's up north in the UP. And last year, of course, it got canceled. And this year, it looks like they're going forward with it, but I don't know how comfortable for various reasons I'm going to be. And of course, a lot depends on if I get my shot, amongst other issues I have right now. So, So I don't know. Let's see. Will there be any concerts this summer?
I love it. I love it, Patton. I'll win. Well, if the winning is he who eats the most jelly beans, I win.
Well, we could do tarot together as a separate program too. I like doing that. So many people have great advice that joins us on the cards and stuff.
Probably gonna work that into the concepts of the Zoom stuff.
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, there's been a couple good ones that we haven't been able to get to ourselves. We were supposed to be taking our incredible book collection that we wanted to sell off, as well as some other things, to an event in the Detroit area, and of course, it looks like it won't even be this year.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
June.
hard to say. Oh, that one in June? Yeah, it's not going to happen. Neither of us are good at art, Patton. I can do stick figures. But our granddaughter, of course, and our daughter-in-law are very good at art.
Yeah, we would not be able to sell art to save our lives.
All right.
Yeah, that's something we really want to do, Angel. And we did it a little bit, but we just haven't focused. I'm not sure if it was just this last year with everything changing so much. We had a lot of ideas about, doing reviews of some of the many sets we have and or book reviews and things. And we just have had some problems focusing. I needs jelly beans. And it's
well,
almost
there
that
have been
time.
things that came up that threw us off our game. But we're getting our mojo
Okay,
back.
this was Gina's question, right?
Gina,
Concerts?
this is very interesting. It's leaning towards yes.
It is.
We have the
Two
Ace
aces.
of Cups reversed. We have the Ace of Swords
right.
reversed. Then we have the Eight of Staves upright. That's a lot of movement and energy. It almost seems like a rock concert with everybody bopping around. What I feel, though, from this is that things are moving in that direction. So I think that's what it's saying. There is movement to reopen some venues and things like that again. But I feel as though, I don't know why, maybe it's because the aces are reversed, that it's going to be later in the summer.
Right. I think this is clearly that there's a sense of things are moving to this new stage where this can happen or on certain levels. Not like the way it's happened over the last year where people were saying like, well, we can seat people 50 feet apart or whatever.
Well, they may still have to do some of that.
And they may still have to do that. But I think that this is saying like all resources are moving towards that, whereas opposed to last year, a lot of people were doing the wait and see attitude or let's work with what the officials say, which was certainly not bad advice at that time for most of us. So I'm thinking it looks probable. Maybe it's like what she says. It won't be by the early summer or when the outdoor concert season starts. So, but I think it's going to happen this year.
Yeah, reviews. We should do stuff like that. We've been talking about product reviews or just showcasing different parts of our collection. We do need to do that. What else? Let's see. There was something else I wanted to address here.
Yes, we are, my sweet
that
Christina.
I saw that. Yes. Oh my gosh, Steven Universe. I
love
didn't
that
watch
cartoon.
that show
I
as
love
much.
it.
I watched some of it. I liked it. One of my favorite cartoons of all time is Adventure Time.
But we're not talking about that now.
It's Adventure Time.
No, we're not talking about that now. No, Steven Universe always had some sort of backstory that when I was watching it didn't quite become evident yet. It just looked really interesting though. And I understand that both of these properties actually have graphic novels and other media that they continue the story, they enhance the story.
And here we thought we were like
Bloopers.
the Wonder Twin Powers activate.
Well, we're from that generation.
Yes. So
house
thanks
tour.
for that.
We thought at one
Gina?
point something we would like to do would be to have some of the other readers we know come on the broadcast with us, either as a remote thing if we could figure out technologically how to do that, how to hook up with somebody that's in Texas or wherever they are and have them on the show and we could all talk about cards together, that kind of thing. So that's a good idea. We are thinking about things
so
like
once
that.
I get the webpage thing ready for prime time, maybe not all the features will be there yet, like for example some of the video and different things, but they will be coming as we because I think once the webpage project is done, our next big thing is to work together on Zoom meetings and make that work the way we want it to, because we're either going to meet people for private readings on Zoom. We'll still give out video and email readings, but we'll have one-on-one, real-time sessions, with people who want that. And so we need to work out some of the kinks with that. Plus, we plan on doing Zoom parties. So, we need to work some of that kinks out too next. And then we'll get to working on some of the other content for that. But I think in the meantime, we have the video technology down. We could be putting out more video content or even live streams about some of the products that we have. Yeah.
And we want to clone ourselves too, so that we can do all this too.
Well, we've got nothing but time here. Ignore this man.
Yeah, it's still a bit of a work for us too, but we could probably use the help with social media. So I'll be honest, I'm really sort of not well suited to do some of that. Part of that is because I sort of feel like I'm a real private person, and I sort of talk a lot, but I don't necessarily talk about what's really inside of me.
Well, either that or Google Meetings I was going to do too. I'm a little bit familiar with both. I don't have super familiarity, but, at work, we kind of back and forth. It's like
yes.
Some people preferred Google Meetings, and we would meet on Google Meetings, and the campus used Zoom. So I have a little bit of familiarity, but I really haven't set up meetings and done a lot of that background stuff. So I need to work that out.
We have taken 2 years to get to where we're at, nearly 2 years on
snails.
Twitter and Facebook. So,
but I was working that
right,
year.
You were working. I was working before that.
Yeah.
But so the thing is like things like Instagram, Snapchat, and stuff. They're still like little pipe dreams for us that we're hoping we'll get to right now. But we're sort of like, we know there's probably an easier way to do it.
Well, I'm leaning towards, if any of them, Patton, maybe Instagram, because Instagram we can. There's a spot on our website for Instagram stuff to go. So, we could do that. But.
Right. Some of it is like figuring out where we can link these things together so that we're not scattered everywhere, so that it could just make sense to us. And I think part of that, too, is just that we got a lot of other things going on, too. So some of this just came at the wrong time. Like right now, we're doing our taxes with a new tax preparer for the first time in 15 years maybe, so
yeah.
So some of that's kind of on our mind right now too. And
bloopers. We did a blooper video once.
We did that once. It was a while ago, and that's a good idea. Yeah. So alrighty then.
Zoom teaching tarot classes. Yes, I have. I've done in-person tarot classes, so I definitely could be into that. A TFT tarot diploma, yes! I like it!
A diploma?
Yes.
You never know.
Yeah, I don't know. Zoom is okay. I want to do things that people are comfortable with, so I could offer both. And I think I might be able, I'm not sure. It seems like my webpage can support both. But there is something specifically there about Zoom, I think. So.
Well, another thing about us too is that besides this.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Did I interrupt you?
Go ahead.
God, I'm pretty clueless.
No, it was me.
But I was going to say that we both have some other things we want to do outside of TFT, and one of them is that she's been working for years on a book of tarot card readings. No. You're going to do that.
I don't know. I have a lot. It's just going to be really hard to recreate it. It just is.
Well, and I'll be working on other things too, so it's a lot for us.
I might be able to do it, but it's going to be tricky. So, I don't know. I'm leaning towards some other books actually right now, another book project than that one, but it may not take as much out of me to do either. Plus, we always thought we would come up with a haiku collection book of our
that's
silly
right. We are supposed
haiku.
To do some haiku.
Yes.
Yeah.
Our Halloween and more haiku.
And we possibly have some connections that can help us with that.
Yeah.
So
we may be doing that. And I think we killed enough time. We're done just about. Dr. V, hey, do you want a reading before we sign off?
Yeah, do you want a reading right now, Dr.
You are
V?
just in time. We were killing time here with everybody today.
Thanks, Angel, for sharing that too.
Oh, nice to see you again as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Victor. Go right ahead then.
We are doing okay. We are. So at the moment, everything is fine. Hanging in there. Okay, go ahead and type your question, Dr. V.
Okay, he's typed it in. I got
So
it.
we will end after Dr. V. If anybody has to go now, thanks for staying with us. Otherwise, stick around for Dr. V's reading.
Alrighty. Do you want to use the deck?
You can. I think I used it last time. I'm not sure.
Okay, I will use my Nefertari
Follow up
again.
on Y and her team if they will get back with job offer. Okay.
All right. Sounds like a good 3-card reading.
Yep. Right.
That was a reverse King of Pentacles that flipped over. So my immediate impression, Dr. Victor, is that if it's in relationship to the reading, it could be suggesting that maybe there's a money situation going on that is not totally favorable. Like maybe once again, somebody is trying to figure out where they find the money or how they manage the money.
Take care, Gina.
Bye, Gina. Ooh, sounds like fun. Don't forget the mashed potatoes.
See you soon, my sweet Christina. The mashed potatoes.
All right. Thank you, my sweet Christina. Good to see you, too.
All right. Here we go.
Dr. Victor.
Let's see what we got. All right, let's see. Ooh, we have the star upright as the first card. That's a nice sign. Let's hope we keep going in that direction. We have the 8 of Pentacles upright. Gosh, we have the 6 of Wands upright as well.
Now, we
Ooh.
did not do this as a yes or no
But it's
specific
like
question.
a yes.
It's looking like it's good. Like the star sort of shows it's a matter of destiny, you know, could be said that way. What's that last one there?
My goodness, he's got the 8 of Pentacles and the 6 of Wands.
The 6 of Wands. These cards are good. Mostly what that 8 of Pentacles says maybe is that somebody is believing you do good work or you're capable of organizing others to do good work. And I don't know if that would be part of that position.
So the star is just things are looking good. Things are looking. You have, you have good grounds to feel optimistic about this, Dr. V. The 8 of Pentacles upright indicates that I think they look at your record favorably. You know, they are looking at your abilities in a positive light.
Yeah.
And the 6 of Wands indicates victory. You know, it's kind of like it will happen. I think it will happen. It might be just a matter of time.
Okay, let's see if we could do that latter part there. Any timing that we could suggest, or if there's any competing candidate. Should we just try to throw out a couple cards to see if we can discern that?
You want to use a different deck? Leave those
Maybe,
up?
or we could use the same deck.
Let's see. I think we should use a different one.
Alrighty. So let's think of those questions and throw
Well,
out
how would
another
you
3
do it?
cards. Well, do you want to just throw out one for each?
Okay.
Timing, and then one for... And just see if we get a sense of that from that. And then we'll do our usual Lenormand.
Okay.
Do you want to do it as top or bottom or 2 separate things?
Oh, you mean take one from the top, one from the bottom? I didn't
Yeah.
think of that, but if that's what you want to do.
Well, I
that's
meant
fine.
for each of the questions, 1 and 1.
Yeah, okay.
So the top card will be what we might see with the timing. The bottom card will be what we think is the possibility of competition. So this would be our sense of timing.
Well, it's the Lovers.
It's the Lovers, so it may be that. Do you want to show it?
Yes, I'm sorry.
My thought here, as far as a possibility and timing, would be saying that there's probably something that's in the way here. It's not really clear in terms of time. It does sound like there's still some sort of delay. Let me think about this. Now, for the idea of competition, okay, we have a reversed Knight of Pentacles. So this could be saying that there is somebody who's competing, but
I don't think their skill sets completely match up.
the likelihood is that they might not come across as energetic to management. They might have some of the skill sets, but they don't really seem to have a motivated personality, perhaps, if there's a competition there.
Well, I'm looking at so I'm thinking there might be a little bit of a delay with this. But what does that mean timing-wise? I'm not really sure. We've got a pentacle, which pentacles are kind of the slower-moving cards
Seasons?
of the deck.
Oh, no, very slow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think here what it is, Dr. V, is they are looking at some other people, and maybe more than one person, but it looks to me like you are the better of the candidates, but they're going through a process here, and it may take them some time before they make the right choice.
Remember when I dropped a card at the beginning and I said it was the reverse King of Pentacles? So I'm wondering if just maybe material money situations are behind their deal. Like maybe you are the truly better candidate, but the other ones might be more economical for them or something like that. It's just a possibility.
Yeah, I still think you have the advantage over the others. It's very
Seems that way.
likely you will get an offer, but it might not be as soon as you expect. I can't really pin down a time other than to say, when I'm looking at that, it could be weeks yet, before you hear anything.
Even beyond weeks,
Yeah.
a season. So that may be very much too long.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm really kind of open about it because the other cards were just so positive. What?
How about the Lenormand?
Oh yeah, let's see if the Lenormand silly me. Thank you, Mr. O,
It's okay.
for watching over me.
I tried.
Let's try this.
And you're welcome, Dr. Victor. Our pleasure. You just came at the right time. I
Yeah.
mean, normally we're really busy, but today we're not as busy as we normally are.
No, we did like a half hour of chatter and doing some fun readings, kind of things about celebrities or things from the past. It was fun.
All right. The dog.
There's the dog card. This is really interesting. It's about loyalty. And then there's the tree. Well, I'm trying to figure out how this fits, Mr. O. Do you have an idea?
I do. I think that what these cards could be saying is that to the degree that you might be able, and that if you truly feel this way normally, that you might be able to display or model the sense of loyalty you might feel about being in their company, this would be your opportunity to grow there. That maybe one of their things is that they are secretly or otherwise trying to sense people for loyalty. So
That's a good point. I feel that. I feel that maybe they are looking for somebody who they feel are going to be with the company long term.
A tree.
Right? Because the tree takes a long time to grow
Generations,
into its
yeah.
full, and even then they have a long life. I also think this bodes well that if you do work out with this place, that if you want to stay, you might have a home there.
Right, so a lot of this could just be really in your orientation towards it, that to the degree that you really decide you are bonding with this job if you get it, or that you're bonding with the idea, and that you can, show these things to them, that you want to be a loyal, part of their team.
Well, you do have to keep us posted and let us
Yeah.
know if this turns out for you. I do think I can't give you a total beat on the timing here. It's just not coming up clearly.
Yeah.
But I do feel there's some kind of little glitchy delays in finding out one way or
Right,
another.
it sort of feels like there isn't exactly movement, but it doesn't feel like anything is falling away either.
And sometimes the tarot gets it wrong, but I have to say that if they do not choose you for this job, to me, it looks like you were the most qualified for it. So
good luck
with
always.
that.
And I guess that's what
And
will
that's
happen.
it. We are done. So we're going to close and thank everybody for a fun afternoon. It's nice when we can take a little bit easy, when we have less. I want
You're
a
very
lot of
welcome.
people at our stream, believe me. We want a lot of followers too, or subscribers. But it's always nice to spend some time with people and be able to chat more.
And we really liked having some people hang out and just talk with us a little bit too.
Yeah.
We got some ideas. Some of you heard that some of your ideas are actually similar to our own ideas. So that's pretty cool.
So take care, everybody. Have a good week ahead.
We'll talk to
Hopefully.
you soon, Patton, because I like the idea. I just don't want anybody with any false ideas about where, any of this goes, because we're small potatoes right now.
Right now, but we want a bit of big potato. So anyway, thanks again, everybody.
Good.
I got interrupted again. I'm going to talk to him about that.
That's a nice idea too, Angel. Thank you.
Just for chatting now and then. Yeah, we thought about that. Just T and TFT.
Happy
T
Sunday.
and TFT. I
There you
love
go.
it.
We can do that.
So take care, everybody. Have a good week ahead, and hopefully we'll see you Thursday night at our live stream on Thursday. We'll see you soon at any rate. Bye-bye.
Bye.